Oh, bother. We talking Winnie the Pooh, blood and honey. So on January 1st, 2022, the original Winnie the Pooh stories went into the public domain. Now, the ones created by Disney, like their specific designs and their specific storylines from their films and things like that, those are still protected under copyright. But the original stories and just the original information, like the names, Christopher Robin, the fact that Winnie the Pooh is a bear, Eeyore is a donkey, those kind of things, those are all in the public domain, which means that creators can use them without any kind of legal repercussions. So that's how we end up with Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, which is a horror film based around the idea that Winnie the Pooh and Piglet are the central killers. And Christopher Robin is here too. Honestly, this movie is pretty much as it's advertised. It reminds me as this kind of cross between nostalgia-based horror like Willy's Wonderland and the Banana Splits movie, and more brutal horror films such as The Hills Have Eyes, and honestly, it kind of reminded me a little bit of Terrifier. This movie feels like it knows what it is and leans into it. This is very much a bunch of grown men wearing rubber masks that are kind of designed to look like Winnie the Pooh and a boar, and the movie is okay with that. People in this film are making the absolutely worst decisions that they could, and it is filled with a ton of classic horror tropes. It's got a lot of over-the-top gore, unnecessary nudity, and a lot of silly practical effects. To be fair though, they do give a reasonable explanation for why Winnie the Pooh would be killing people. They also use some interesting animated segments to kind of make up for some of their practical limitations, and I actually think that those animated segments work pretty well. They also have a couple different interesting set designs and locations. This movie is not really trying to impress anyone, and it feels like it is ultimately satisfied with trying to make Winnie the Pooh as a character as brutal as possible. And in that way, I think it kind of achieves its goal. If you enjoy kind of schlocky, over the top, ridiculous, kind of campy horror, I think that you actually could get a kick out of this film. They do tease some iconic Winnie the Pooh characters that aren't actually shown in this film, but I think that it's already been approved for a sequel, and so we might be seeing some of those characters in kind of future iterations of this potential franchise, I guess. If you don't enjoy that kind of schlocky, over-the-top gore, then you probably won't get much out of this. I got a few chuckles, and ultimately, I'm not really mad that I watched it. It was interesting to see, kind of how they would take this character, what they wanted to do with it. And again, I really think that they just wanted to go as over the top as possible. And for that, it's really not the worst thing. And honestly, I kind of think it's more successful than some of the other nostalgia-based movies like Willy's Wonderland or the Banana Splits movie. If you're planning to watch this movie, or if you've already seen it, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons to get some weekly horror content from the Straight Chilling podcast. And until next time, don't forget to keep chilling.